To learn about personal finance, I would say it's honestly an ongoing journey. You can't just learn about everything personal finance in one night. I feel it's like trials and tribulations. You have to go through it. You have to fall down on your face, learn from it. It includes like, getting your feet wet in the stock market, whether it be buying your first share of TD Bank or Apple, learning about dividends and such. For me is I used to work at Kumon, like in high school. So I worked at a few different locations, but one location I had, there was this one, the head instructor, his name was Eric. And till this day, like super like down to earth guy. And like I felt like he was like the Mr. Miyagi from like Karate Kid. Not that he's Asian, but it's just like the way that he just instills like the confidence in you and teaches you about like financial like literacy and such. Like the first book that he ever made me read was Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I'm like, what is this? And right before I read it, I was probably my first year at university. Yeah, 17, 18. And he basically told me, he's like, don't drink the Kool-Aid. He's like, when reading the book, he's like, don't take everything literally word for word. Just take it with a grain of salt. And I made sure like I read the book and I understood like, okay, when Kiyosaki is like alluding to the different like what would rich dad do? What would poor dad do? It just shows you the mindset of how the people who are the rich would think compared to somebody who's either in a middle class situation. They're not willing to take the risk and go out there and adventure into this where they be more conscientious about their money and such. So learning about that and reading those books, understanding the time value of money, what's the worth of money today versus tomorrow. I also made sure that when you're in university, and especially for like young investors out there, like take courses like if you can, if you're minoring or if you're in business, like take courses that you think that are going to provide you of use. At the end of the day, like people say C's get you degrees, and you just want to like go ahead, do your degree and just get out there. Like go out there and take a course. Like I took personal finance and I learned about like wills and like retirement, like savings and like estates and stuff like that. Things they don't teach you, but you have to go and find it. It's there. You need to go out there and find it for yourself. Like taking those courses is definitely something that's beneficial. Sometimes it's like talking to people that I meet in my network who, are doing well, have been in the industry, whether it be in like a professional setting. How do you invest your money? Asking them questions. I feel like everyone has this some sort of embarrassment because they might not have like a lot of money and they feel like they're setting like barriers and like levels in front of themselves. Like, oh, should I be talking to this guy because he's rich? And like, oh, look at me. Like, don't compare yourself. Like you want to get somewhere and you definitely have to go out and go talk to these people. So definitely step out there and talk. That's how I met different like mentors and stuff like that. Don't be shy about your financial situation. Today you'll be something like this right now, but you're trying to get there to a better place for tomorrow.